Hello, Miss Lauren Britt.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Corey Gonzalez.
Hi,
nice
Corey.
to meet you.
It's
I'm
nice
the
to meet you, sir.
president and CEO of South Texas Roasting Company. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate getting to speak to you today.
Good. You didn't have any problems finding our office, did you?
No, not at all.
Okay, very good. I know one of the things that's difficult about this place is locating our building, and then once we're in the building is locating me. I'm kind of all over the place, and I apologize for that in advance.
No problem.
And let me look over your application and resume, and I see here you're interviewing for the position of operations manager. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
My partner and I did look over your application and resume, which is why you're here today. Now, during this interview, I don't want you to feel rushed through your answers. I want you to take your time. If you got to stop and pause for a second, that's absolutely okay. But I just want you to be as honest and upfront as possible. Some of these questions are going to be pretty difficult, and that's just to see if you can handle the stress of operations manager. Is that something you sound like you'd like to do?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So why should we at South Texas Roasting Company hire you when we have applicants with more experience or better credentials?
That is a great question. I realize that you probably have spoken to many applicants with more experience and better credentials. However, I feel where I lack in that experience and credentials, I make up for in my personality, my skills, and my work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very outgoing person. I work well with all different types of personalities. I've learned throughout my career in different jobs. Everybody's personality is a little bit different, so getting to know those and being able to still conduct business no matter what. So I have, that ability to mesh with different people.
Right.
I'm also very goal-oriented.
Okay, good.
I love to make goals. I'm very driven and determined to meet any goals that are set, whether that's a company goal, a benchmarking, or even if I set a personal goal to myself, I am determined to do whatever it takes to reach those goals. I also know that based on your job description, I don't have that production industry experience, but I do have over 5 years of operational experience in a retail setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that is a little bit different, but I have that strong operational foundation to bring to your company as well.
Okay.
I also feel that I'm finishing my business degree right now. So I'm going to have the most up-to-date education and training that there is. I'm going to be able to bring that to your company as well. So, and all of my classes are online, so that won't affect any work hours, anything like that. I'm able to prioritize and do all of that at home on my free time and still get business done when it needs to be done.
Okay, sounds good. How do you think that you can contribute to this company?
Well, I read your job description,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that a lot of the responsibilities and the duties that you listed for the operations manager were human resource activities. So I wanted to let you know that I do have over 7 years of human resource experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this with 3 different companies now that I've been involved with human resource activities at those companies. So I've done everything from interviews, I've done one-on-one interviews, I've done group interviews, onboarding new hires, getting all their paperwork in. I know how to fill out all those forms. I've also done training and ongoing coaching and development through employees' time at the company as well. In the past 5 years, I've also done annual performance appraisals.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so that one's it's always fun to do that look back with them and really let them know how much they've grown in that past year. Another thing that I've been involved with is terminations, which can be tricky sometimes. So whether it's
Right.
at will that someone's just leaving or if there's been a situation that's going on, I've also been involved with all of those activities as well. So I think from seeing some of the research I did on your company is growing very quickly. And I think having
Absolutely.
someone with that human resource experience is going to be a really huge benefit to your company.
Absolutely. We are growing pretty quickly. And yes, you are absolutely correct. Termination is something in the job that, sadly it happens on a daily basis, but that's something that's never easy. But, to for you to have that experience and go through it. That's something that I'm definitely going to take note of.
Really?
So tell me about a time when you solved a difficult problem.
Okay, a difficult problem. So I work in the retail industry, obviously, you saw on my resume. The retail industry is constantly changing. It's up and down. Every day there's a new curveball. They've changed a procedure. Something's changed.
Right.
The consumer shopping habits change every day as well. So there's a lot of problems that do arise that I've dealt with. I would say probably the biggest one that I can think of would be a few months ago, we had a large department set, and that's including a set and a change of an entire department. And that project had a due date, obviously. It had a 2-week time period to be completed from start to finish. We have a lot of those that happen throughout the year on a much smaller scale, but this one was a large change. And prior to the start date of that project, I went through the set and the changes and really listed down everything that was going to have to be done to complete that project. So every task that had to be completed to meet that due date.
Right.
And it's retail, so lo and behold, 2 days before the start date, another project set was added. So obviously, So obviously I was a little frustrated. You know, I had my mindset and I had a direction set to follow to finish this, and there's the curveball. I've got something else to do at the same time that's due at the same time. So the biggest, most important part to me, I believe, when you're throwing those curveballs and you have that problem, is just to stay calm. So really gathering my thoughts, staying calm, pulling both projects in front of me and being able to look at what all needed to be done to complete that project. So I'm a very organized person. I like lists. I use Post-its like crazy to really keep myself organized. So I went through each project, listed every task that had to be done to complete that project. And then I had to start prioritizing what needed to be done first. So a lot of things in retail are sequential. One thing has to be done in order for the next piece to be started. So I planned everything out, and then the biggest part was utilizing my team. So working closely with my team, I've really got an understanding for their strengths, what they're really good at, what they have a lot of experience in, as well as knowing kind of where they struggle, what they're weaker in. So taking all those tasks and delegating to my team based on their strengths. So that ensured that I knew this person could handle this task and it would be done in time. So by doing that, everything was completed. I had a day-by-day plan. We stayed on track, and we did complete both projects within that 2-week period. So as stressed as we were, as tired as we were after 2 weeks, you know, I'm a hard worker. My team's hard-working people. We did complete that, and it felt good to finally finish that and solve that little bit of overwhelming problem.
Very good. Well, Miss Britt, I'm going to have to review your application and I'm going to go over with my partner your answers, but are there any questions that you have for myself or this company?
My only question right now would be if you had an anticipated start date.
You know, with the nature of the business, anticipated start date, we like to fill the position as quickly as possible. We've got a few more interviews to go through, but, definitely yours is definitely under review. Like I said, I need to get with my partner who's out of the office right now, but as soon as he gets back in, we'll be contacting you one way or the other.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sound good?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. I really enjoyed speaking to you, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.